Russell Baker once said, summer, what power you have to make us suffer and like it. How many of you had an experience that whether it lasted a day, couple months, maybe a full summer, full season of anything that has changed yourself? Today I'm going to talk about how my summer in Wisconsin has changed my life for the better good. My summer in Wisconsin has showed me three things. One is that what hard work really is. Two, that I should be appreciated for everything that I have. And also that family shows me the number one priority. First, I'm going to talk about hard work. When I first moved to Wisconsin, I never had a job. So when I first moved there, I had a full-time job at my uncle's foundry where he worked. Got me a job as an intern. What I basically have to do is do work that people in the 30s and 40s would have to do. At his job, you basically have to pour metal, melt metal, pour metal into a casting, make a big, huge metal casting for anything that people use around the country. And we're all working there. The environment was very unbearable. It was probably about 90 degrees inside. And also you have to account that all the heat from the pouring and the metals, and also that you had to wear jeans all the time. It was really hot. I also realized that with that hard work that I did at my job, that I got my first car. I never had a car in high school. So when I got my first car, I thought, this is my car, first car that I ever actually owned, so I felt really proud of that. I also realized that everything that I have isn't really handed to me. I have to work for everything that I have. Most people nowadays are just handed to everything to them. Like, when they turn 16 or something, people are given a car. But nowadays, people after like 18 or older, they have to realize that everything isn't just handed to them. They have to work for everything that they have, which is something that I have got to get used to. And that summer has taught me a lot of things. Next, I'm going to talk about being appreciative of everything that I have. I've learned that while my summer there, that I don't need higher end things in life. Most people want the next big fashion, car, anything to make them fit better in society. But in reality, you don't need that. You just need simple things to make your life and ends meet. I also have to be appreciative of where I live and don't take things for granted. Most people live in big houses and they just like, that's fun, that's cool. But most people, whenever they see it, they're like, wow, that's really cool. I'd love to live in that house. Most people take everything that they have for granted, like in their house. They have a big house, they just take it for granted. They don't say like, this is cool. But people need to realize that they don't have to take it for granted. They should just love of where they live and not be like that. They're like, I love this house. They shouldn't just be all that. And also I had to learn that I shouldn't be rude to people who have helped you. For example, my cousin, who in the summer wanted to hang out with his friends, and my aunt and uncle would always say, make good choices. He's always like, don't tell me what to do. I'm old enough. My cousin was always rude to his mom and dad or my aunt and uncle. And I thought, you should not be rude to people who are trying to help you. That is something that I don't want to do. So I wanted to change that about myself too. Because I thought that I was like that too. Finally, I'm going to talk about family and that being a number one priority. One thing you should always respect your parents. Before I went to Wisconsin, I never really respected them. Well, I respected my parents, but I always talked bad about them. I didn't really I liked them. And I always backtalk them sometimes. It really hasn't compared to my cousins in Wisconsin. I could be a lot worse. So I try to think that, I shouldn't be respected for them. They've done everything for me. And I should just learn to pay my parents back somehow. Because everything they've done for me, I should learn to pay them back. And when I first got my car, my dad had to pay for my insurance on my car. And my aunt was like, hey, Zach, because you have a full-time job and your dad has to pay insurance for it, why don't you give your dad a couple $100, send him a couple $100 in the mail, help him pay for the insurance, so you wouldn't have to pay for that. It would show my dad that I'm actually growing up, and also that I appreciate everything that he's done for me. I've also realized that spending time with your parents are very important, because as you're growing up, most people and they're 18 and older are growing away from their parents, which is something which obviously it's necessary as you're growing up. You grow out of the house, get out of the house, meet new people, explore. But you should always try to cherish the time with your parents, because you never know when they could just be gone. And you never know the last thing that you said about them. So always spend time with your parents, which is something I'm trying to do a lot more nowadays. In conclusion, my summer in Wisconsin has shown me what hard work really is, to be appreciative of what I really have, and also that my family should always be number one priority in my life. I hope that everyone who watches this realizes that experience, no matter good or bad, can change you. But hopefully it's for the better. Just like Russell Baker said, that summer, what power it has to make us suffer and like it. It doesn't have to be summer, it can be anything. Any experience can make you suffer, but in the end can teach you a life lesson and like it. and change yourself for the better good. Thank you. Have a nice day.